I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shield my greed. That's how I get it, success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house and whoo. Watch how I get ahead, watch how I get ahead, watch how I get ahead. Watch how I set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare to my line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Flow like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's why you really gon' need me.
Yeah, I've been on the road, chill. 31, baby, living out my dreams still. I just got off a tour, the Prada in store. I'm playing, I'll be rocking with the guy in the horse. Yeah, you just hopped in the coupe, got lock in the shoes. I worship his Zeus, you knocking the shoot. I'm watching you do the camp base where I'm blocking these fools. I got studio time, I got my watch in the booth. Yeah, they be praying on my downfall. I'm an outlaw, switching full seven stances like Southpaw. How come your mouth off when y'all soft? No, you see me on the trampoline, about to bounce off. Yeah, it's a matter of time. I know you see me standing in the front, back of the line. I happen to grind every minute, passing the time. We ain't never been friends. How you acting like mine? Y'all need consentment, y'all got resentment. God's grace lead to repentance. You live for mentions that make me question. How you gonna handle a gift if you don't know how to stew a blessing? You can't do it, you don't want a dream chase, you don't put your hands to it. You know the circle shrunk, 4th and 40 got a punt. No, I don't do what I want, I do it for the kingdom come. I ain't know that I was flowing, I ain't showing sign of slowing. I am going for the juggler, mate, the one to debate. But you seem to want it for free. I ain't doing video unless I'm gonna get paid. Yeah, I've been working on a gift, I ain't doing free shows. You can call me here again, you can call me what you want, it's really absurd. Just because you're the church doesn't really mean you don't have to pay me what I ain't worth.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Flow like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's when you really gon' need me.
Hey, yo, Jay. Can we get some? Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it too extreme, you ain't seen it like that, yeah. And it's the dream, man, we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, baby, the manipulation is real. The SEC's Twitter account getting hacked or suspicious behavior. We're going to look at, well, we're not going to look into that, but we're going to look into the Bitcoin price action. As you guys obviously know, we just got a pretty big rip to the upside before an insta-nuke, and I said it a million times, and I will say it a million times again. Show me the charts. I'll tell you the news, because right before that big dump, guys, we got a rip right up to a very specific level that may or may not have been between 48 and 50K. So we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin price action. As you guys know, a little bit of suspicious behavior going on here on the SEC's part, in my opinion. They say they got hacked. Is it all part of the plan? Who knows? But by keeping an eye on the charts, guys, it doesn't even really make a difference because we just trade the charts. We don't care what the news says. So we're going to take a look at this big pump and dump action that we got just now. Are we bearish now? Are we going to see a bigger move to the downside? Was that kind of the flush of liquidity before that big move down? Or can we still have our eyes set to those higher targets? We're going to be breaking it all down on today's live stream. And guys, before we jump into it, I just want to say I just recorded a video talking about some of these really, really bullish price predictions that we're getting from some pretty big banks, calling for a $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2024 and maybe even potentially a 200K Bitcoin by the end of 2025 or the end of the next bull run. And in this video, or not this video, but the one I recorded earlier today, which I may release tomorrow early during the day or maybe even late tonight, depending on how fast we can get the video edited. But we're going to take a look, in that video, we're going to take a deeper look into kind of when the ETFs get approved, or if, I guess at this point, but when they get approved, how high can we look? Is 100K by 2024 impossible? It would kind of be breaking the 4-year cycle, or, and then we'll take a look at that 200K price prediction and those exact key levels that I'm looking at to the upside. If we do happen to get some crazy bullish action off of this ETF approval, or when it gets approved, we get that big move to the upside. We take a look at those very, very key levels of resistance above our all-time high of $69,000 and where I would expect Bitcoin to make a little bit of a pit stop as we break those all-time highs. So without further ado, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the Wheel of Pain and Pleasure, where you'll all have some chances to win some free crypto. And if we get 750 likes on tonight's live stream, I will add a $100 ADA giveaway. So yeah, smash up that like button. 750 is the goal. And before we jump into the price action, guys, let's go ahead and say what's up to the Mafia. I see you guys going absolutely ballistic already, as everybody is just super sussed out by this SEC hack. So let's go ahead and see. We got Donato Cabrera in the chat. We got Moon Boot Boy. What is going on? He said, I feel like God hacked Frankie. Hey, I'll get hacked by God any day. I don't mind that. Shout out to Moon Boot Boy. I pinned his comment. He said, manipulation, but dude, it's the SEC. There are friends, same as some other people that I won't say out loud. So shout out to Moon Boot Boy Crypto. And then we got It keeps moving. Self-Wealth Crypto, what is going on? Thank you for being here. We got Medic Money in the chat. Darren does things as always. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for everything you do in the premium Discord for us. Savage Trades, what is going on? We got Steven Atwell in the chat. Anna Maria, as always, good to see you. We got Creighton C, Crypto Billy, Rob the Crypto Snob, Tyler Durden, Crypto Anon, Captain Kirk. Did I say Captain Kirk? D Petty Crypto, Chemistry Bro. You guys know who the mods are. Show them some love in the chat. And then last but not least, we got Red Elephant, Retro Mike, Crimson Caravan Company, and most importantly, the Clapper of Cheeks. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Candle Mafia. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in to this Bitcoin TA. Let's get into it. So here we are on the Bitcoin chart, guys. Shout out to Michael, said, glad I could catch you in here again, LFG. Shout out to Michael. Thank you for being here. What's going on, Hamal? Thank you for being here. Let's see. We got a lot of people in here today. Let's see. Shout out to you guys. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to the best mods out there. Shout out to Paper Planes. Shout out to Paper Planes. But guys, let's go ahead and dive into this TA because obviously we have seen a little bit of a wash here with a big wick to the upside, hitting some very interesting levels here on the Bitstamp chart. If we pull up Bybit, I believe we got a wick a little bit higher, right to a very, very interesting level. That $48,000 level. Now, here's the thing, guys. I will say, as you know, we've been looking up towards this macro golden pocket. We have seen some crazy stuff today, right? So, macro golden pocket between 48 and 50K. Obviously, we did not wick up there on the Bitstamp chart. Bybit chart did get you there. So, it was almost like, hey, I want to go down, but I want Frankie to not look like a clown. So, let me just go ahead and tap that final target or the low end of that final target in case this is the top. Frankie Candles can say that he hit that 48K target. But obviously, guys, moving into these key levels of resistance, obviously, we got that fake out tweet from the SEC saying that the ETFs were approved. Instantly, we got a mega candle straight to the upside, ripping us up towards that golden pocket, and then we wound up getting an insta-nuke. This actually reminds me of back here when we had this XRP fake out, when we had this massive wick to the upside where I was simply just sitting on the chart, saw the mega pump to the upside, and then was able to catch a short from the top. And I did not even know what the news was I didn't even know what the news story that dropped or the fake news that happened here. I didn't even know about it happening. I just happened to have XRP on my screen, saw the opportunity, it hit some key levels. I looked for the short and took it, and it played out very well. And, then I hear people saying like, oh, there was fake news, whatever. I forget what this was. I think it was fake news. But some fake lawsuit news, and I was like, oh, interesting. I was just trading the chart. So very similarly, this is kind of what this reminds me of that point on that XRP trade, but we got that push down, instant nuke to the downside. I did catch this was a short setup in the premium Discord where we were looking for two things, right? We were looking for two things. We were looking for two things. One of them was a potential swing failure of the swing high right here at 47.3, essentially. Looking for the swing failure there. We did get that on some very key time frames, such as the 30-minute. And then on top of that, you can also see that we had some bearish divergences here. More specifically, what we were looking at was the 1 hour time frame, giving us those bear divs. Let me see if I can pull up the... Bear with me, guys. I'm going to pull up my face cam. I don't want to leak any... Oh, never mind. I don't want to leak any super secret sauce here in the premium Discord. It would not be fair to the people who pay. But yeah, if we just go ahead and pull up the premium Discord, the BTCTA here, you guys can see that we were looking for a move to the upside to put in this 1 hour bearish divergence. And this was posted yesterday, or last night, I should say. But just letting people know that's kind of what I'm looking for if we were to get a move to the upside. And then on top of that, another thing we were looking at that was very specific was that swing failure pattern, right? So anybody who's interested in potentially checking out the premium Discord, I want to say it is not a signals group. It is basically, I mean, it's a setup group, right? Where I spoon feed the trade setups and let you know what I think or what I want price to do before finally looking for a trade entry. And in this case, it was simply the swing failure pattern, right, with some other specific confirmations, as well as the potential bearish divergence as an additional confirmation. And as you can see, we literally got that exact thing to happen. Now, it was a little bit of a hard trade to enter just because everything happened so violently, but we did wind up getting that exact confirmation, the swing failure pattern on top of the bearish divergences. And to add a little bit of sauce to that setup, guys, we also had a beautiful 1 hour blood diamond to complement that gigantic dump. Let's see. Oh, shout out to Bernie Cruz. Thank you so much for that super chat. I do appreciate you, brother. He says, help, Tony, I need help getting access to the premium Discord at Tony D. He should be poofing up in the chat any minute now. Shout out to Bernie. But yeah, beautiful little trade setup here. Did wind up catching a move. Yeah, did wind up catching a nice 57% move. We are checking, or I am testing out a new exchange. If you guys want to check it out, I believe we have a link in the description down below. But we are testing it out. Obviously, guys, with any new exchange or even any old exchange that you use, make sure you're not putting more money than you're willing to lose on the exchange. You got to be careful with all different exchanges. Obviously, at the bottom of the bear market, or towards the bottom of the bear market, you guys learned that. A lot of people learn that lesson the hard way. So just be careful with new exchanges. But we are testing it out, and it is pretty cool. But continuing on here, guys, like, obviously, crazy stuff, right? Now, the question of did the SEC actually get hacked or not is kind of a question to be answered by somebody else, right? Well, there's no way for us to actually know, but it is just crazy how the charts just continue to guide us in the right direction before the news ever comes out. So, on top of this, let's talk about exactly where I think price is going to continue to in the near future, right? Now, obviously, guys, we have had some pretty bullish things happen in the past couple of days, or even in the past day. We have some pretty interesting news coming out with Standard Chartered tips 200K Bitcoin by late 2025. This is kind of what I was talking about, where they are expecting a $200,000 Bitcoin by the end of the bull market. And then later on, they do wind up saying that they are also expecting a $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2024. And again, that ETF approval prediction video that I will be releasing tonight or tomorrow early during the day, we dive deep into this, into these predictions and kind of the realisticness of them actually taking place or actually playing out. So that is, this stuff has gotten everybody all amped up today. Everyone's super pumped. They're saying that the ETFs could potentially start trading as soon as tomorrow. So everybody is kind of all juiced up on this news. And we're just simply continuing to look at the charts, sticking to the plan, sticking to the key levels, and not letting the news or FOMO get into our head. Because remember, guys, when this bullish news winds up coming out like this, you have to understand. If I really wish there was a tool. And if there is one, you guys know about, please let me know. But, typically, if you could kind of talk about what news was happening where, right? Typically, at the bottom of the bear markets, this is where like the news starts to get really, really ugly, right? Crypto's dead. The exchanges are going down. Is Bitcoin done forever? And that is typically when you are nearing an extreme bottom or a macro bottom or an important low being made in the market. And in the same manner, at the top of the bull markets, typically you are getting mega bullish stuff. This is where you see the predictions about, $1 million Bitcoin, super cycle, right? That was kind of the narrative up here during the 2021 cycle was, hey, are we going to hit we're cooling off, but there's going to be a super cycle to 100K. That is typically when the top comes in. So when we're getting these really, really bullish predictions coming out, and they are in the mainstream, well, not the mainstream, but when they're in the media like this, or there are news articles being written about it, shout out to Lark Davis, but when this happens, oftentimes it can be a warning sign that even if it's not the macro top, it could be, a sign that a local top is being put in, right? And even if, let's say tomorrow is probably going to be wild, right? Because if we get news that the ETFs are starting to trade tomorrow, this could wind up making price action go even crazier than we saw happen today with this somewhat of an insane doji candle. So let's talk about the key levels. I mean, key levels to the upside remain exactly the same, guys. We have the macro golden pocket between about 48 to 50K, as well as the value area high. So I'm not really going to harp on this stuff because we cover it every single day. These levels all remain the same. We are approaching monumental resistance, the golden pocket, and on top of that, you also have your 786 just above. Let me see if I can pull that up. Where is the macro fib right now? Hang on. Let me pull a fresh one here for you guys. Let's go to the weekly. Boom, and we will pull the fib. So obviously, not only do we have the golden pocket and confluence of the value area high, but just above that, sitting at about $57,000, we have the 786. So these are the two next major levels of resistance now that we have come up and tapped 48K on a lot of different exchanges. I guess technically 50K may be the next macro target, and then the 786 just up here at 57K. Now, again, a lot of people are anticipating, like the predictions we were just looking at, expecting $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year could potentially break the 4-year cycle, right? Because as you know, typically we get the top to come in, you put in the bottom of the bear market rally into the macro golden pocket. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I will quickly just draw that for you right here. Macro pocket retracement, a macro golden pocket retracement, and then a pullback to lower prices into the macro 786 before the halving and the rest of the bull run. But notice, it is not typical for Bitcoin to break its previous all-time high before the halving takes place. Now, that does not mean it's impossible, and I will say this. Typically, when people call for this time's different, that is typically when they are wrong. Or not typically when they're wrong. They're always wrong, right? But in my opinion, if we are ever going to see the 4-year cycle break, a spot Bitcoin ETF may be the thing to actually make that happen. Now, I'm not guaranteeing it'll happen, and I'm not even really just like betting the farm on it happening, but I am open to the idea, right? Because you can't just blindly follow the 4-year cycle expecting it never to break because hashtag Bitcoin cycles, right? Like you have to understand that the market is changing as Bitcoin matures as a financial asset. It will wind up changing, right? The 4-year cycle will likely completely flip on its head at some point, right? But with that being said, guys, just being very cautious, approaching into these key levels of resistance. Now, taking a look at, there are some time frames that are looking pretty bearish, right? If we take a look at the 1 hour, this is not looking great, right? We have a blood diamond confirmed up here. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Blood diamond confirmed right here. Big drop to the downside. Money flow consistently coming to the downside. On top of this, guys, taking a look at the 24-minute and the 30-minute money flow freshly crossing over into the red here on the 30-minute with that 8-hour red dot printing. Now, as you guys know, when you see these 8-hour red dots, oftentimes, or really for me, the first thing I do is I go down to the lower time frames to figure out what the money flow is doing. Specifically, when I'm looking at the 8-hour red dots, I go down to the 30-minute and the 24-minute, and you can see here money flow is crossing over. And when you get that 8-hour red dot with the money flow crossover into the red on the 30-minute at the same time, that is oftentimes the mark of a bigger move to the downside. So in my opinion, the 8-hour and 30-minute do look somewhat bearish. On top of the bearish divergence confirmed here on the 1 hour with money flow coming out. And just like we look at the 8-hour red dot and that 30-minute money flow, or even 24-minute money flow, we look at those sister time frames, right? On top of that, your 1 hour money flow is coming out, and very similarly to that strategy, we would be looking at a 16-hour red dot with the 1 hour money flow crossing into the red to potentially trigger a bigger move to the downside. So 16-hour, 1 hour, kind of looking pretty bearish. 8-hour, I almost gave the camera the finger by accident. The 8-hour and the 30-minute are also looking somewhat bearish, but you have to understand that with the anticipation of these ETFs starting to trade either tomorrow, some people thinking Thursday, if we see some more crazy news with this ETF, today was an absolute confirmation of how crazy things can get and how quickly. One little fake tweet, granted, a fake tweet going out on the SEC's Twitter is, that's not like something small, right? Like if they really did get hacked, it's a pretty big deal. But but yeah, that's basically what we are looking at. Now, those are the bearish time frames. And to be quite honest with you, really, this weekly VWAP, this weekly green dot is going to kind of be the thing that I'm looking at technically. And to be honest with you, like right now, we're in a very specific situation, right? Because we are very heavily tied to the news right now. Obviously, that's what is going to cause massive volatility. But I want to be clear, that does not change my technical plan, right? I am still holding my short here. It is still in profit. But this is kind of... my plan remains the same, right? I am more interested right now in shorts, right? And the reason for that is, well, two reasons, right? Reason number one is, thank God I wasn't looking for longs, because we'll go over the reasons in a second. But thank God I wasn't looking for longs, right? Because if I was looking for a long in this range, I probably would have, come up. If I wasn't looking at the charts or I wasn't sitting at my desk, I probably would have, missed taking profit and then would have gotten absolutely nuked on, right? So I am still short from up here. However, my plan remains exactly the same, and that is basically to hold my long positions. This is kind of the one reason why I'm not really interested in fresh longs right now, and that's simply put, I'm already holding multiple long positions, right? I'm already hedged on the long side more than I am on the short side. Still holding my long from down here at 26K, as well as up here at about $35,000. So I'm holding the long from down here, holding the long from down here, and now I'm in a tiny little scalp short, which is, barely in, it's in profit. I think it's like, what was it? I was up 50% before. I took profits at this point. I'm still holding a small portion, but, it hasn't come down very much, right? It's just like came down a little bit. But so yeah, definitely more interested in shorts right now. So I will hold this position. And then if we continue to push up into this macro golden pocket, guys, this is again where I will be looking for more significant swing short positions, higher capital, lower leverage trades or shorts that I am looking to hold for a longer period of time. And then again, not only if we get a push up, and again, I don't want to get too into the weeds here with what I'm expecting if we break the golden pocket and the 786, because I have the whole video recorded. We're about to drop it. But just kind of like quick little theory here of what I'm looking at is if we break this golden pocket, you have to understand, right? This golden pocket is pulled from the all-time high to the all-time low, right? So 69K all the way to 15.5, the bull market high to the bear market bottom. This gives you the macro golden pocket 786 retracement. So what do we expect on retracements, right? We expect when price decides to come back up, we expect to retrace up into the golden pocket or the 786 before getting a correction. Now, it doesn't mean before getting a giga nuke to zero, but a significant correction, right? And we look at this on low time frames. We can look at this on the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 4-hour, whatever you want. And this was actually part of the reason why I started looking for this short up here. Because as we got this move to the downside when I hopped off the live stream last night, we actually simply came up here. I saw the pullback, right? So I simply just pulled my fib from the low to the high, looked for, as we were looking for, retracements into the golden pocket or the 786 before getting moves to the downside. So we actually did catch this little scalp down when we kind of just glitched down overnight. And then obviously we came up for that SFP bearish divergence before getting that bigger move down. But I just want to show this just because typically when you come down, you look for the retracement into the golden pocket or the 786 before getting another move to the downside. And the same thing applies to the higher time frames, right? So just because this is a macro golden pocket doesn't mean that we would expect anything different. So that is why I am looking at these as my next significant levels of resistance, right? So if we come up here and we play around with this golden pocket and we get bearish signals to go short, I will take the trade on a higher capital, longer term swing trade, right? And then if we get up here, we should be cautious of a push up to that 786 in case we go for the full 786 retracement. And this will be level number 2 for the longer term swing short. Now, what happens if this ETF stuff goes absolutely berserk and we break above that 786? This is where we get an attempt at the all-time high, right? That's where we will get an attempt at that $69,000 all-time high, 69000. Bitcoin doing Bitcoin things here with these prices. But, what better top to make on Bitcoin, the memeiest of all financial assets, other than Dogecoin, I guess. But the memeiest crypto, the memeiest financial asset class, simply the market leader tops out at $69,000 even. 69 giggity. But anyway, if we break that 786, that allows us to come up and attack that all-time high, where this is really where things get a little bit crazy, because this is where we start to think like, oh my God, is the 4-year cycle just about to break right now? We're about to launch up to new highs before the halving. That would be a very, very interesting case. And it doesn't typically happen, but it doesn't mean that it will never happen, right? So we have to be open to that idea. And then that video that I'm going to drop either tonight or tomorrow, early during the day, we are simply going to be looking at some higher targets up here. These numbers are random, but I'm just saying there's some other targets up here that we may want to have our eyes focused on, and we go over all 4 of them and kind of the likelihood of them actually getting hit. That's basically how we're playing things, right? Like, still at macro resistance. Like, another main reason I'm not really looking for new longs is because even if we get into a long, likely we're going to get a rejection off the golden pocket or a rejection off the 786, just making it like not like we're basically longing resistance on the higher time frames, right? So I just simply am not interested in that. So there you go. That is why we're not really interested in longs. But let's say we get a big pullback, right? Simply put, our support levels are going to remain just about the same, right? We're going to keep an eye on this local volume profile where we have the value area high at 44,333. This is going to be a very key level because, again, if we come down here and break below the value area high, this opens up the door to potentially get accepted into the range and come down deeper into the $41,800 level. So those are some just local key levels of support that I'm looking at. If things get crazy and we get a much bigger move down, what I will be looking at is going to be these 2 naked points of control, which we've looked at time and time again on the channel. Still have not been hit at 39.6 and 38.775. Now, if we pull up the liquidation heat maps, you can actually see. Actually, let me pull this up because I know I bring this up sometimes, but I never really talk about it too much with you guys because I don't actually use CoinGlass. But I always say, if you guys are looking for a free tool to look at heat maps, you could check out coinglass.com, and they actually have free heat maps that you can use, right? HighBlock is paid, but HighBlock has many, many, many other features. But regardless, sitting at about 30, I would say, between about 35, let me pull up the actual trading view chart real quick. So looking here, right, 34.4, this is a very key level of support. Why? It's the macro POC of the range, right? So if we do get a big move down, we're simply going to be looking at this volume profile right here. Let me pull it. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So we're looking at this volume profile, and then let's just say we continue down, we break out of the range, we get a bigger move. Naked points of control, these are the next key levels. And if we break below those, guys, this is where I start to look at a serious level of support being the point of control of this entire macro range. I don't know why the screen is freaking out. I apologize about that. But this point of control at 34.4, between 34.4 and $35,000 is really going to be a big area to be looking at, because if we go ahead and draw this, right, change this to a typical, level. This is kind of going to be like a big area of support. Why? Because if we break below that POC, in my opinion, this is the wall, right? This is basically what is going to hold us back from potentially getting a much bigger move down. And in my opinion, if we break this level and come down, that is a pretty bearish look. Now, depending on how high we pump up here based off the ETF, if we do get that rally, it's going to change some key levels, right? Because right now the POC is the major level. If we get stuck under that POC, likely we're coming down to the value area low, which may be dangerous. But if we can get another move to the upside here, maybe to the 786, what this would do is it would put our golden pocket retracement basically, or if we pull up to the golden pocket, right? If we hit the top of the golden pocket at about 50K, we now have beautiful confluence of the golden pocket sitting right at that value area low. And in my opinion, this makes the golden pocket value area low at 28.8K a very key level to watch, because what happened in 2019? Remember, right up into the macro golden, cool off, bounce off the macro golden pocket, when pulled from the, when pulled from the low to the high of the bear market rally, we came down for a golden pocket, 786 retracement before blasting back off. And if we see something similar like that happen to Bitcoin in this cycle, that would basically put Bitcoin as a big cool off into the golden pocket at 28.8, and then if we lose that down to the 786 at $22,865. Now, I'm not calling for this, right? I'm not calling for this to be where price is headed, right? But I'm just saying if we get a bigger cool off, these are definitely the gigantic macro, very important levels of support we need to be watching, right? And I want to be clear. This golden pocket is not sitting here. This golden pocket is actually sitting right here, right? Just below that value area low, right? So not too far off, but this will move up in beautiful confluence if we get price to move up into this golden pocket or even the 786. So keep an eye on these fib levels, guys, because if we get a big pullback, remember, here's the thing. The one reason why I am a little sussed out about potentially getting this big move up for the ETF. Now, is it unlikely? I think it is likely to get a move up, right? You're going to get FOMO, get a bunch of inflow, and get a move to the upside. However, it almost seems a little too easy, right? Like if you were a new person to crypto and everyone's saying, oh my God, dude, the ETFs are going to get approved tomorrow. They're starting to trade tomorrow. It's just too easy to dump all your money in right now and then have that massive move to the upside. It's just too easy, right? And, maybe they're using reverse psychology. They're like, hey, we wreck everybody all the time. So now they're starting to listen. Maybe we just do what they think will happen, which is probably what they're not going to do because they know we always do the opposite of what they think. So I would be careful here. It's like very, very suspicious place to be. But again, I am simply trading the charts, sticking to my plan, and not straying away from the charts, right? I'm not just like on that big push to the upside. I didn't change my sentiment. And good thing I didn't because I didn't close my short and I'm still holding a profitable trade. As I'm seeing this push to the upside, I'm like, okay, that's probably the ETF news. I open up Twitter. I see it's approved. And then 40 seconds later, I start seeing rumors about it being fake. And eventually, I figured it out. And by the time I realized it was fake, we came up to that $48,000 level, at least on Bybit. We didn't get it on Bitstamp, but we hit that $48,000 level, which was our next major level of resistance. And I simply stuck to the charts, and it wound up paying me out. So that's basically what I'm doing, guys. Sticking to the charts, not letting the noise, even with these big wicks. It is not easy to keep your emotions in check when you see these big wicks. But when you see the SFP that you're looking for with the bearish divergence confirmed on top of the blood diamond on the 1 hour, sometimes you just got to trust your TA, guys. So that is how I am handling Bitcoin. Those are the levels to the upside and the downside. And again, keep an eye out for that video. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it in time tonight. If I am, I will drop it. If I can drop it, it will drop at 9 o'clock. If I can't, then we're going to drop it tomorrow morning. So keep an eye out for that. We go much more in-depth into the bullish scenario and the bearish scenario, letting you guys know exactly what you should keep an eye out for, whether it gets approved and we get a rip to the upside, whether we break the all-time highs. I go through every single scenario and how you can best prepare yourself to make money, whether price pumps or dumps. So other than that, being very careful with these the 16-hour, 1 hour bearish sentiment, 8-hour, 30-minute bearish sentiment, money flow continuing out on the 12-hour here. So once this red dot prints, we could see money flow drag back into the red. So we got to be careful. But simply playing this day by day, level by level, guys, and it's been working out great. But let's go ahead and let me jump in. Shout out to the 1,144 people in here. Smash that like button. We got 200 and something likes. Let's run it up to at least 550. If we hit 550 likes, I'll spin the wheel 15 times. And if we get 750 likes, I'll give away $100 in Cardano. So yeah, smash that like button, guys. Crypto is crazy, man. Shout out to Bitfrog. Overcome said, when Moon. Hopefully soon. Let's see. Moon Boot Boy says, ghosts from the past about to hit the fan. Shout out to Moon Boot Boy. But let's see. Pat Brett said, whatever the truth is, I can tell you one thing. Michael Saylor bought more Bitcoin. That is probably true. But let's see. How long have we been running here for? Okay, 38 minutes. Beautiful. So if you guys want me to, we're going to start taking a look at the altcoins, guys. If you want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and drop them and spam them in chat. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes and let us know which ones we're looking at. Shout out to Thesis himself. What is going on, bro? He said that move was as fake as yellow X's, and as you guys know, Thesis himself does not believe in yellow X's, which Thesis, I don't believe in anymore either, man. They're not on the chart. You see it, not on the chart. Means they don't exist. Shout out to Thesis himself. But I do agree. Definitely a fake move. Shout out to 12 Big. What is going on? He says ARB and SEI. Okay. Crash for me, baby. Shout out to Paper Beats Rock. But yeah, guys, spam out those altcoins, and we will go ahead and take a look at them. And yeah, first off, we're going to take a look at Ethereum. So here we are. Let's take a look here. Okay, so, and yeah, oh my God, guys. ETH trading pretty technically here. Shout out to Time, says thanks. Time, I thank you for giving me time. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. And actually, let me just go over these super chats really quick. Let's see. Shout out to Creighton C. What is going on, bro? He says, bro, CME bots triggered at 48K. Guess we know what they want to do. Shout out to Creighton C. Let's go. Yeah, I love Creighton C's been dropping his own sauce in the chat. I love that, bro. Let's go. I've seen you come a very, very long way. Shout out to Retro Mike for gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's get it. Bing bong. Shout out to Retro Mike. We got Hassan dropping $1.99. Thank you so much for that, bro. I appreciate you. Brian Peterson gifting that Frankie Candles membership. We got Bernie asking for help from Tony. Got that figured out, I think. And then Tony D says, opinion, it was real. Drafted and set to be scheduled for tomorrow, but some goof fat-fingered it. Hacked is a stretch. How'd they recover it so quick? I'm wondering the same thing. I know a lot of people have been hacked. It's not that easy to recover. Shout out to Crypto Pollo. He was saying they must know Elon Musk, have him on speed dial. That might be true. But shout out to Corey. Says, can you do Bit Farms, please? Yeah, we could try to take a look at Bit Farms in a minute. And there you go. That wraps up the super chats. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you. And let's take a look at Ethereum now. So, as you guys know, we've been looking at Ethereum's next target sitting up here at about $2,500. And, we'll talk about why that is a target in a second. But we had this level of resistance up here being the 786 full retracement of the entire move from this move up all the way to the low. It gives us the 786 sitting here at about $2,362. This is where we were looking for the retracement, and we simply came up, rejected, bounced off a local golden pocket right. God, guys, shout out to anybody who watches the show. Yeah, this is literally, we looked at this level last night saying if we come down, that POC golden pocket confluence would be the next area to be looking for some support on Ethereum. And what happened right here? At 11 a.m. today, we got that big old bounce to the upside. And where did we get the rejection from? Right at that same 786 we rejected the day before. So you can see Ethereum trading very, very technically here. Excuse me. Not looking pretty nice, but it is nice to see it trade technically like that. And as of right now, we are above, and we were looking at this as our first level of support on the way down, right? We were live around this time here, or right here, 7 p.m., looking for this to potentially give us a bounce as it is our value area high. But what happened, just like any other value area high, guys, we looked for a bounce. If you don't get the bounce, you have to be cautious of getting stuck under the value area high. If you cannot get back above it, that's where you look for the move to the POC, where you could then look for another bounce. And because of the confluence with the golden pocket, that is why we were looking at that as a level for support. But let's take a look at the indicators here real quick. Take a look at the daily. Green dot confirmed. We looked at that yesterday. It was printing yesterday. Now it is confirmed. Money flow continuing to the downside. I will say, guys, here's the thing, right? With the bullish moves that we've had over the past year, massive, massive moves to the upside, right? Now, the reason this, I am being a little bit cautious here is look at the money flow on the daily, continuously coming to the downside. Now, we have to be careful because, again, when you're in a strong bullish trend like we have been for such a long time, oftentimes what will happen is your money flow, even on like the daily, could potentially wind up getting not actually crossing into the red, right? We may get it to come down a little bit, fake out into the red, and then come back out into the green. So when you're in these big bull trends, you have to be careful with your money flow because you will spend a lot more time in the green than the red when you're in an uptrend. So because of that, I am being cautious, but with this money flow coming out, guys, like this is generally letting you know once this crosses into the red that the longer term trend will continue to the downside. And you could just go back and you could back test this, right? Money flow crossover into the red right here, right? I'll turn off the TA so it's much more simple. I'll even put the Heikenhashi candles back on so we could see it very simply, right? Money flow crosses over into the red right here. big spill to the downside. Right now, did you come up here and here? Yes, but the trend continued to the downside, right? The money flow indicates the longer-term trend. I say this all the time. It's very reliable. Once the money flow crossed back into the green, big, massive move to the upside, and obviously we got pullbacks, but that money flow crossover into the green indicated that the trend was likely to continue to the upside, letting you know that you're better off longing the dips than shorting the rips, right? And then, like, even here, money flow crossover into the green, big trend to the upside, right? And then you faked out into the red, back into the green for another high. This is kind of another example of how you have to be careful. Thank you, Chemistry Bro. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Josh Kennington. Says, Frankie, what exchange do you use for leverage? It keeps saying, I use, right now, I've been really focusing, or not focusing, but I've been using BingX, and I am actually, I am testing out another exchange. I just mentioned this before. I am testing out a new exchange called Blowfin. Shout out to Tony. Is Tony D in here? I'm sure he is. But yeah, Tony, I do believe we have a deal running with Blowfin. Thank you, Chemistry Bro. I appreciate you, bro. Replacing pin message now. Thank you, Chemistry Bro. But yeah, you can check out Blowfin. Tony, if we don't have the deal in the description, if you could just post it in the chat or add it to the description. We do have a deal running with them, I believe. Got to double check with Tony. But yeah, I am checking out Blowfin, Femex, BingX are kind of my main exchanges. So there you go. If you go to frankiecandles.com or check the link in the description, we have deals for a lot of our exchanges. You can check them out by using our link. You will help out the channel. But you don't have to use the link. But anyway, there's Tony D. What'd he say? I don't know. Tony D said, no, he isn't. Leave him alone. I don't know what that means. But anyway, shout out to Tony D. I think that was an answer to a different question. But yeah, Tony, let me, I don't know. I'm sure he heard me about Blowfin. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, money flow indicates a longer-term trend, guys. You have to remember that. And it can help you stay out of bad trades, right? A lot of people were probably looking to short this high, which you probably could have done, but you would have known not to hold it for a long time. It has everything to do with money flow. I've stayed out of countless horrible trades by paying attention to this money flow. But continuing on, right, we're taking that into account right now because that daily money flow crossing over or looking to come down into the red would be more of a indication that, you know, it doesn't mean we're going to insta-nuke from here. Maybe we even get another big push to the upside to our next key level of resistance, and then we put in macro bearish divergences before a bigger move back down. So, you know, this is kind of this is a leading indication of some potential bearish action, right? Price action. Doesn't mean that ETH's going to go down for 2024, but it could just mean, like, I mean, look here, right? We got a big move up, ranged around, money flow crossover into the red, big correction, but then we wound up breaking the highs. So just because money flow is coming out on the daily doesn't mean that we're looking for it to go to zero, right? But it could indicate that, you know, this trend may be coming to an end and we may be safe to start looking for shorts if the setups present themselves. Next key level on Ethereum, by like a landslide, is going to be $2,500, guys. $2,500 being a key psychological level and also the doorway to higher prices because it is a previous value area low. Meaning if price gets above this area and flips that value area low to support, Creighton C, let them know where price is going next. You all know if you hold that value area low to as support, the next likely place for price to go is going to be Creighton. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for posting that. I can't pin this, I don't think. But yeah, there you go. Tony D just sent a super chat with that Blowfin link with our deal. If you want to save some money on fees, etc., you can check that out. There we go. Creighton C dropping the POC, and you were the first person, bro. Shout out to you. But you know the next likely place for price to go is going to be that point of control, which, interestingly enough, sits right here, but close to the value area high. So what that means, in my opinion, is if we wind up getting a move to the upside, hold that value area low to support, we could begin our journey up to that POC/value area high, getting us to a $3,000 Ethereum. But we have a lot of work to do, in my opinion, because number one, we got to make sure this money flow is not going to cross over into the red, because if it does, we're coming down, right? And we also got to get that past the key level of $2,500. So very simply put, guys, key level, $2,500. If we don't break $2,500, we are likely not seeing upside for Ethereum. And if we do break it and hold it as support, we could look up towards potentially that $3,000 Ethereum. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. I jumped out of the shower to do that. Oh, no way, Creighton C. There's no way you just jumped out of the shower to do that, bro. Yo, Creighton, you're the GOAT, bro. You are the GOAT. I was like, Frankie needs me. Frankie needs me to post POC. I'm coming, Frankie. Shout out to Creighton C. That's how you know he's a true Mafia member. Let's go. Creighton C for the win, baby. Let's see. We should make the POC emoji somehow related to Creighton C. All right, let's see. Bing bonging around. Shout out to Suvir. I appreciate you for being here, bro. But let's continue on. That's what we're looking at on Ethereum, guys. And again, you know, if you watch these live streams, guys, these levels are beautifully, beautifully respected. This level we put up, we were looking at on last night's live stream. You just can't make it up. You can't make it up. You got to love the charts. But let's continue on to our next altcoin. Oh, no. We lost the altcoins now. Thank you, Tony, for pinning that message. Let me, we could leave the Blowfin link at the top. If you guys are looking to trade with leverage or without leverage, check out Blowfin. I am testing them out. And again, I want to make a disclaimer here. Be careful with all exchanges, right? You know, I feel like I haven't had to say this since the bear market, since the beginning of the bear market, where we saw the exchanges go down. Never deposit more money than you're willing to lose. We saw what happened to FTX, right? And that was very unlikely, a very unlikely exchange for that to happen to, right? So just be careful, protect yourself. But yeah, I'm checking out Blowfin. I actually do like it a lot. If you guys want to check it out. And the deal is 15% cash back on your first deposit. So there we go. I really want to know what Tony D was talking about when he said, no, he isn't. Leave him alone. Okay. Thank you, chemistry, bro. Okay. So we have, next altcoin is going to be TIA. And then we got Bonk, XRP, GRT, and ADA. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick picture of that alt list so I don't lose it. Bada boom. So let's go ahead and take a look at Celestia. Bada boom. God, I feel like I get caught with my pants down when I'm on like stocks or Forex or something. And I'm like, guys, I swear I wasn't looking at stocks, guys. I swear I wasn't cheating on crypto. But let's go ahead and jump on to Celestia. Let's see. We'll take a look at the Binance chart. Bada boom. Look at this thing go. Beautiful little range here. Came out, accepted back into the range, bounce off the support. Let's go ahead and clear some of these levels and update them because I don't remember when the last time we were looking at these. But let's go ahead and move the value area high. Bada boom, bada boom, bada bing. There we go. And then we will make the POC right here. POC. There we go. Okay, so we've broken out of the value area once again, and honestly, this might be somewhat bearish here. Yeah, 786 rejection here. Beautiful 786 rejection. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. Green dot printing. That is a positive bullish development here. 12-hour, 10-hour. Celestia kind of hard to read, if I'm being quite honest with you guys. 12-hour looking to roll over. 10-hour red dot and your 8-hour red dot are looking to print. 4-hour red dot printing. Let's check that money flow. As you guys know, when we see those 4-hour red dots, I love to go down to that 15-minute time frame to check that money flow if it's crossing over into the red. Remember, 1 hour, 16-hour, right? These are kind of the maybe I'll just spit this sauce real quick. Right? 1 hour. These are with this market cipher money flow red dot strategy, right? This could be helpful to a lot of people. 1 hour, 16-hour, right? And it's always the higher time frame red dot with the 1 hour money with the lower time frame money flow crossover, right? The 1 hour and 16-hour. I get this question all the time. 30-minute and the 8-hour, right? And then the 4-hour and the 15-minute, right? I know these are I should have put all the high time frames on one side. But anyway, so if you have a 16-hour red dot, you're looking for the 1 hour money flow crossover into the red as the 16-hour red dot is printing, right? So high time frame red dot printing, you're looking for the lower time frame money flow crossover to happen in agreement with whatever dot you have. Red dot, you'd be looking for money flow crossing over into the red. Green dot, you're looking for money flow crossing over into the green. And oftentimes, you will see big moves when you have that confluence. Similarly, 8-hour, 30-minute, 8-hour red dot, 30-minute money flow crossover. And then your 4-hour red dot and your 15-minute money flow crossover. So you guys can just screenshot that if you want to remember. I'll leave it up here for a few minutes. But with that being said, 4-hour red dot printing, money flow crossover into the red. I don't know if it happened at the same exact time. Let's check it. It didn't, right? So not the best confluence on that. But as far as support, I would be looking at the value area high remains your key level of support at 1422. If you break back down below this and cannot get back above, I would be looking down towards that POC and value area low of the range, getting closer to 1213 and 1169. Shout out to Dave Digital said, Tony was talking to you. Leave him alone, he said. Yo, shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for spelling talking the right way. It's TAWKING. Shout out to Dave Digital. He knows what's up. Let's see. That's a bullish retest maybe. Yes, absolutely. So really what I would be looking at here, guys, is if we pull this fib from the low to the high, you can see you actually have some pretty nice support here on your golden pocket, or your golden pocket value area high, right? So this would be kind of the first level of support. But the problem, in my opinion, is that if you're looking for a long here, I'm torn, right? Because sure, you could get a bounce off the golden pocket. You could even retrace to the 786 and get a bounce out of the range, right? However, for me, I don't necessarily like taking longs at resistance, which you would technically be doing here. Even at the 786, you're like longing into resistance, right? So that would probably make me a little less interested in that trade. But with these altcoins and a lot of them continuously just breaking out after breaking out after breaking out, sometimes, you know, if you get the signals, you can take the long. But for me, I would much rather just wait to come down to the actual range low, right? Where the range low or the POC, right? Because you have nice confluence on your golden pocket point of control, right? And then you also have no confluence on your 786, but your 786 could make for a nice deviation, right? So maybe if price comes in, I would personally not be longing in that first level, right? But if we got down below that value area high and came back down towards this POC golden pocket between 1240 or 1239 and 1210, this would be a better place for me to start looking for longs. And more preferably, I would like to come down to the value area low and see a deviation. And if you were able to get that full 786 retracement on the deviation below the range, that's where I'd be looking for a move back up to the high of the range. So I would much rather wait for the higher probability trades at the low of the range. But just keep in mind that local support could easily wind up working out for you. So I would have all of these levels marked out on my chart if I was trading TIA, right? I don't typically trade this, but if I were, these are the levels I'd be looking at. So shout out to anybody holding Celestia. Shout out to anybody who had been holding this. You are massively, massively, massively up. So shout out to you. Do not forget to take profits. So there you go. There is Celestia. Okay. God, Tony D said at Frankie Candles. It was a silly joke because you said, is Tony D in here? Okay, shout out to Tony D. I got you now. I got you. Let's see. Bada boom. Okay. Okay, so next altcoin is going to be, let me check my bat phone here. What's happening? What am I looking at? Guys, I'm lost. Somebody help me. Okay, here we go. We are looking at, keep this open on my phone. Okay, Bonk. Oh, let's look at XRP first. We'll look at Bonk last. I know Bonk is popping right now, so let's see. XRP, simply just chilling, right? Basically in the same situation that we left it in. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on XRP because it is kind of just doing its thing, right? Nothing really to update here. We are simply sitting on this key level of support, which is our previous value area high, golden pocket confluence. And as you guys know, we have come down and tested that POC of the previous range right here. And to be honest with you guys, like your key level of support here is like you have to hold above this value area high. If you get below this value area high, chances are you are eventually going to see price spill back down to about 50 cents, right? Back down to that previous POC. And then at that point, we could be accepted into the range, and then you're at risk of losing the POC and potentially coming back down to the bottom of your range, sitting at 43 cents. Now, I'm not necessarily expecting that, right? I'm not calling for a 43-cent XRP. But if this, then that, right? If we get back into the range and we lose the POC, the next key level is that value area low. But right now, we are continuously holding support on this value area high. So as long as we remain above this blue box, I would be looking for XRP to kind of just continue to consolidate or potentially get a move up into the previous value area low, very similar to Ethereum, right? When we looked at Ethereum, that previous value area low was at $2,500, right? Same thing with XRP. Doorway to lower prices is definitely the previous value area high at 54 cents, right? So if we break 54 cents, can't get back above, doorway to lower prices. If we come back up and we test the doorway to higher prices, which is the previous value area low, this is where we can be at risk or have the opportunity to flip this to support and get up to higher prices. So if we lose this level, coming down to this level. If we break this level, coming up into the range, potentially targeting 75 to 83 cents, right? Where we have our previous point of control / 786 retracement, right? So that's basically what I'm looking at for XRP. And that's kind of it, right? Like that, it's like if this, then that, right? I do think we will kind of just range around here, right? Until we break one of these key levels, right? So there you go. Other than that, green trigger wave here on the 4-hour. Take a look at the 1 hour. Now we'll try to figure out where this thing's going in the short term. Starting to develop somewhat of a nice little range here. Could be a scalpable range, right? Look for your shorts at the deviations from the high, longs at the deviation from the low. Deviate from the high, back to the low. Deviate the low, back to the high. Deviate the high, back to the low. Deviate the low, back to the high, right? Very reliable range trading with these volume profiles. But, excuse me, this is, let's pull that back up, right? So we're sitting right now at the local point of control. Let me go ahead and extend this. Sitting at the local point of control, we've already tapped that value area high, come down. We lose this POC. Next target going to be 55.75, right? So just simply put, value area stuff, get stuck under the POC, probably coming down right here. Let's see if it happens. But that's basically what I'd be looking at, right? Daily time frame, green dot printing. So maybe, I will say this, right? Typically, I don't long in the middle of a range. However, in certain cases, if I get enough confluence in one direction or another, sometimes I will take it if price action calls for it. Interesting. Very, very wacky price action here that just happened. But, I would prefer a move down to the value area low. There's no guarantees you get down there. But with that green, money flow in the red on the daily, that's not looking that great either, right? So I remain neutral. Like I've been neutral on XRP ever since we got the big drop, right, to 50 cents and then back above 54 cents. I remain neutral. I think we range around, and now you guys have the two key levels, the doorway to higher prices as well as the doorway to lower prices. Let's see. Okay, Solana. We can take a look at Solana. Is that on the list? I'll just look at it anyway. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look at Solana real quick. Bada boom. Let's see. Red dot printing on the 4-hour, lower time frame, money flow in the red. Oof. Let's see. What's that? 8, right? So I'm seeing, I'm going to walk you through, guys, through what I'm looking at, right? Money flow crossing over into the red. Fresh money flow crossover into the red, right? On the 30-minute. So what do? I automatically go up to the 8-hour. If there is an 8-hour red dot about to print or printing, this would be more bearish in my opinion, right? So kind of a mixed bag, right? So VWAP is coming down. You're not necessarily about to print the red dot, but VWAP is coming down. So not the best confluence, in my opinion. Not really the setup that I look for. I would like to see that red dot printing at the same time as that 30-minute money flow. 45-minute money flow is flat. Let's check the 1-hour money flow, also kind of flat. VWAP coming up. Yeah, everything just got kind of wonked out over that price action. 4-hour red dot. I would look for a potential cool-off, to be honest, like a continued cool-off potentially. Daily green dot printing, of course, that had to happen, so that just totally steps on that. We got the golden pocket retracement, right, from this impulse to the upside, right? So low to high. Golden pocket got the bounce. We could potentially still see a retracement to the 786. So next key level of support, if you lose the golden pocket, going to be the 786 coming in at $79.62. So if price comes down, look for the bounce off the 786. And then if we lose that previous value area high, oh, this is kind of messy. I don't know where this value area high is even from. Let me actually clear. Hold up. Hold up. All right. Let's see. Let's keep that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of all this too. I'm just going to clean up the chart here. Okay. So, oh, it's this value area high. Gotcha. So these are going to be legitimate levels as well. Let me mark this out with a box. You have a previous value area just underneath you. Let's see. We'll go neutral, and then we'll go boom. We'll go value area high, POC value area low. Make them a little bit more accurate. Boom, right? So for TIA, yeah, nice. You have the POC golden pocket confluence. So yeah, this is what I'd look at, guys, on TIA or Celestia, as your grandmother might call it. This is what I would look for. Key levels, I'd be looking for longs. If I was looking for a long, I don't typically trade this, but if I were looking for support on TIA, what happened here, right? Let's talk about it. We got to move up, broke out of your value area high, came into your next key level of resistance that we were looking at, I guess, recently. And then we came back down, bounced off the value area high, rejected, got accepted back in, tried to fake out again. Then we finally got accepted into the range, came down for the golden pocket retest. And now that we are stuck below that value area high, the next likely place to go, obviously we already hit the POC. Now the next likely place to go from here, once we break that POC, would be the value area low, where you have your beautiful 786 confluence. So I'd be looking for longs down here, right? Scalp longs, right? I'm not saying this thing's going to go to $1 million after we hit this level, but if I were able to get the confluence, right, or the setups to present themselves, I would be looking for some kind of a long right here, potentially targeting back up to the value area high, slightly front-running the level. Remember, sometimes it is safer to front-run your level of support resistance, right, for a long TP, right? So if I put it right on this level and we wind up front-running that level by $1, I'm going to not get profit, right? So we just front-run those levels a little bit so we know if we're expecting this level to get hit, we're looking for price to smash that TP and then hit the level of resistance. So that is kind of like what I would be looking at. Now, as far as some confirmations, kind of hard to say there. But should we give him a freebie here on the stream? Shout out to Mark Dutch. Thank you for gifting those memberships, bro. 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Shout out to Paper Beats Rock. Shout out to Christina. Shout out to Jonathan. Cute kittens. Hey, you gave it to a bunch of cute kittens. And by the way, speaking of cute kittens, guys, if you like cute kittens, smash that like button. Or if you like puppies, smash that like button 3 times. And then shout out to Upper Tax. Welcome to the Mafia. Let's go. Let's get it. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Thank you for gifting those. But I'm going to drop a little bit of a freebie in here, right? Now, I want to be clear. This is not a trade setup. This is not a trade signal. You should not take this trade. Do not take this trade. You will lose all your money. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. But if I were looking for a trade on TIA, the next trade that I would look for is I would patiently sit and wait for my next key level to get a hit, which is right down here with their 786 value area low confluence. And specifically, something you can look for here would be, depending on what your momentum waves wind up doing, you could potentially set up for a nice bullish divergence here on the 2-hour time frame. In which case, you don't just want to blindly long the bull div, but that would give me the idea that, hey, we may be able to get a bounce here. And then I would also use other confirmations such as order flow or a plethora of other confirmations that we use in the premium Discord to take trades. But this is kind of what I would be looking at, right? Down to this key level, value area low, this is where you want to be looking for longs, not where you want to be FOMO shorting, right? Do not short support. You want to short resistance or the deviation of resistance, right? Most people think retail always longs the breakout and then they get destroyed, right? You could still long breakouts if you know what you're doing, right? But if you're just blindly, oh my God, we broke a level of resistance, long, and then you get slapped, right? So same thing with the shorts. Oftentimes people, oh my God, we're breaking the level of resistance of support. Oh my God, short, and then they get slapped, right? So if we could come down here and deviate a little bit from the value area, or even just put a bull div on the 2-hour in on the value area low, that is where I would start to look for long positions back up to the value area high. So there you go. That's kind of what I would look for. Again, not a trade setup. I'm not a financial advisor. Hashtag not financial advice. But let's see. Okay. Oh, was I saying Tia? Was I saying Celestia? Sorry about that, guys. This is Solana, obviously. That's my fault. I might have said Tia. My tongue might have slipped there. All right, let's see. Yeah, shout out to Fane TradFi. Yeah, I must have been saying Tia. This is not Celestia. This is Solana, guys. I apologize. You guys are funny. Celestia to $90. I'm just kidding. Hashtag not, Fane TradFi goes hashtag not Tia. Yes, this is Solana, guys. I apologize. Boom selects and Tia equals Sol now. Yeah, this is Solana. I almost said Tia again. Shout out to Tia. But that is Solana. So next trade on Solana, that is kind of what I would look for a scalp. Sorry about that, guys. And then Frank said, Solania? Solantia? Shout out to Tia. But continuing on, guys, that is Solana. Solana. That is not Celestia. It is Solana. Celestia, Solana. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on here to GRT and ADA. Taking a look at GRT. One more look at that. Anyway, GRT, check out Binance. Who's Tia? Does Mrs. Candles know about Tia? Creighton C, you're going to get me in trouble. You're going to get me in trouble, bro. One of these days, you're going to get me in trouble. Shout out to Creighton C. Tony D said, can we take a look at Celestia next? Shout out to you. Let's see. Soltia meme coin incoming. Shout out to Crypto Naughty. Let's go. GR Tata. You guys are hilarious. But let's go ahead and continue on. Taking a look at the daily. I mean, guys. I don't remember when the last time we looked at Tia. But hot dang, guys. Hot dang are the volume profiles respected. And this is why, I'm kind of torn about the TA that I do on these live streams, right? I saw somebody in chat before said, how come you didn't stream earlier? We needed you when we were pumping. Truth is, if you watch the live streams every day, I could take off for a week and you could still be prepared for what price is going to do based off the analysis we do the week prior, right? If you're doing sound technical analysis, you should be prepared in both directions, which I do for you guys every single day or every single night at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on these live streams. And if this, then that statement, if we get a push up to 48K, look for the resistance and the big dump to the downside. And then when you see that candle start ripping up, you're not going to get as emotional. You're not going to be like, oh my God, what's happening? Oh my God, what's happening? You're going to be like, I don't know what's happening, but I know if it keeps pushing up to that level of resistance, I already have a plan, right? So if it goes up there and hits that level, I know what I'm doing, right? So it's all about being prepared, right? Not prepared. But we were actually going to go live early today when we thought the ETF was approved. And then it was a hack, so I was like, let's just do a regular live stream. But we were actually going to go early. Let's continue on. Let's see. Social metrics is also TA. Absolutely. Fundamental analysis, sentiment analysis. Absolutely. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to Dave Digital. He said, if you came here for the Frankie Candles technical analysis, well, we welcome you because you're obviously new. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's get it, bro. Let's see. That really, 12 Big said that girl Tia really stuck in his head. But anyway, guys, continuing on, got to move outside the value area. What a simple volume profile trade here. Let's actually, should we tease a little bit? As you guys know, I'm just going to announce this, guys. I'm going to announce this. The Frankie Candles Hang on. Let me let me hide this. Let me hide this volume profile. The Frankie Candles. Bada boom, bada boom. The Frankie Candles volume profile is going to be available tomorrow. Is going to be a free volume profile indicator where, let me go ahead and bring that other volume profile up really quickly. We are going to be releasing that indicator tomorrow, guys. It's going to be really exciting. I know a lot of people are waiting for it. I believe it is, it's just about done. So we're going to be releasing that, and I will say, I don't know, I don't think I have the most updated version here, but we could try it out. Let me go ahead and pull the profile. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh, yeah, it is. I think I do have the updated version. But what I want to kind of talk to you guys about here, I'm not going to do like a full breakdown or anything. Okay, mouse just died. That was weird. But as you guys can see, this custom volume profile does offer many different features. Now, I'm not going to break them all down. I'm sure people are pausing the video right now to take these, look at these settings. But as you guys can see here, there are some extra things involved here. Now, you'll see these sauce cans. I'm not going to set up all the settings, but you see these sauce cans. These sauce cans print for very specific reasons, and I don't want to look at this on the daily. But these sauce cans would potentially be indicating something. Maybe it's indicating a move back down into the range based off of very, very specific technicals. And again, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but super, super happy with this indicator, guys. It's going to help a lot of people out. It basically encompasses all of my TA, the Fibonacci levels, the divergences, the deviations from the volume profiles, all into one tool where you can just pull your volume profile. You could potentially have your fib levels. Gotta change that there. And bada boom, right? So you get automatic fib levels, or potentially, if this was a thing that was actually real, right? Who knows if it's real? You get your automatic fib levels, right? Once you set up your settings, it will automatically pull those Fibonacci retracements, as well as give you these signals, right? And not that you're taking these signals, but they indicate when potential significant highs may be coming in, especially when they are outside of just check out these settings, right? Filter according to value area, or POC, right? So these signals may or may not be signaling when it might be a good time to look for a move back into the range. But I'm going to cover that all tomorrow as we release it. If everything goes smoothly, we should be able to release it tomorrow. So super excited about that. And I just did that because I figured there was going to be a sauce can up here. So, but anyway, let's continue on and take a look at what we got going on here. Shout out to B Team Crypto. Shout out to Wayne C. Let's go. Said, Frankie, premium guys have it already. Let's go. Because I know there was something going on with the permissions. Do people have access to it yet? I hope so. Let's see. Jessica. Shout out to Jessica. Thank you for tuning in. Our female CandleMafia representative tuning into the live stream. I love it. Shout out to Crimson Caravan Company. Said, the fact that these indicators are free says so much about who you are, a real G and an excellent boss. Shout out to Crimson Caravan Company. Yeah, like I said, guys, it's going to be completely free. And again, I'll talk about it at the end of the stream a little bit more, so I can actually walk you guys through some examples, and then we'll really release it tomorrow. But I do want to tease it a little extra today because I've been very cryptic about it. But yeah, shout out to Lux Algo, because obviously they are the ones that we worked with to make this indicator. But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Yeah, indicators on. All right, let's go. I'm sure people are enjoying that. It's been low-key slapping behind the scenes, guys. Like, I'll just show this real quick. I've been testing this behind the scenes for a very long time. We didn't just want to release one that didn't work or just wasn't good. A lot of adjustments have been made to the calculations to get them to hit just right, especially by filtering based off the value area. Let's see right here, depending on, obviously it's not just see a sauce cannon short, right? Or long, right? That's not how you use this. This is not a signal. Imagine if Frankie Candles, his whole thing is that you shouldn't trade off of buy and sell signals, and then I just came out with the buy sell indicator. This is not what that is, right? It's not just see a sauce can long, see a sauce can short. That's not how it works, right? You're going to lose money if you do that. But they do hit, if you're able to do the analysis, and when we're able to kind of show you guys how we would use the indicator, it's just really made to make your analysis easier. So instead of finding the fibs, pulling each and every fib, and looking for the divergences, etc. We just set it up to kind of match where I would feel safe to long based off value area, etc. It's pretty in depth, but you can see here we're absolutely slapping the Bitcoin trades with the sauce cans. Unbelievable, but I do just want to press home. It's not just long and short based off the sauce can, but when you look back in hindsight, these confirmations do make it a strong likelihood that this will be a top, and we could likely reverse back into the volume profile. Deviation, sauce can, back into the profile, deviation, sauce can, back into the profile, deviation, sauce can, back into the profile, right? So that's kind of the idea, but I don't want anyone getting twisted. It's not a buy and sell indicator. I would never make a buy and sell indicator. But anyway, continuing on here for GRT, what happened here, right? So we came above the value area, very similar. I mean, this is how we trade, right? We wait for a deviation above the volume profile. This is an overvalued asset, and once you see that, you could potentially expect a move back into the range, and then where's the next target? It's going to be that point of control where we sit right now. Bouncing off that POC as we speak at about 15 cents. We've been accepted into the range. Potentially, we could be back on our way down to the value area low. Now, with that being said, let's get rid of this. Boom, boom. And let's go ahead and pull a fib here. Let's see. Bada boom. Let's pull it from this low all the way to the high. Just kind of doing live analysis here, thinking out loud. This could be a level to watch. Value area low, golden pocket confluence. 786 sitting just below at 10 cents. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, pro tip for new traders, get TradingView Essentials, $12.95 a month, and do what Frankie does. You'll figure it out really quickly and start making money. Shout out to Golden. I couldn't agree with you more. I always recommend people get at least the lowest tier TradingView profile. And it is, I really try to, shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you for the super chat, man. I really do try to break this stuff down as easy as possible, right? You don't necessarily, need to know, I like to make it understandable, right? I think a lot of people gatekeep by making things seem more complicated than they actually are. And making indicators, right? I can make an indicator and then charge $30 a month for it, right? But I just figure, I like to give away as much free value as I possibly can. So, there you go. So shout out, guys, listen to Golden. He's a smart man. So shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for being our biggest sponsor here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. You're the GOAT. Let's get it. But continuing on here, POC, next likely level, if we lose this, guys, is going to be that value area low. And if we are able to come down into the golden pocket value area low, this would kind of be the next area I'd be looking for a potential scalp long with the confirmations, right? We're not just blindly longing the lows and the highs, but could get a move above that POC and then get a move up to that value area high. And I would simply be sitting on my hands. I do not take trades in the middle of a range, and that is simply what is happening here. So sitting on my hands until we come back up to test the high or come down and test the low, because the higher probability trades are at the value area high or the value area low, not the middle of a range. So there you go. And that's GRT. Other than that, looking very similar to a lot of the other alts, looking for a green dot on the daily, but be careful because your money flow is coming out. Let's see. Let's see. Shout out to Golden, said I learned in a few weeks. Just follow and try to do it yourself. Yes, absolutely. Obviously, try to start off with maybe paper trading. I wouldn't say just load up all your money into an exchange, but start with paper trading. See if you can start getting used to it, and then deposit an amount of money that you're willing to lose. Not 10 grand or whatever an amount of money that you don't want to lose. Don't invest that, right? Or don't deposit that. With your first trading account, start with a small account, right? So there you go. Shout out to Golden, the GOAT. Shout out to V-Slim, absolute OG of the CandleMafia, said, now I got to get home and go on my computer, check out the new indicator. Do we need Lux Algo to access it? No, V-Slim. It is completely free. There's no strings attached. As of right now, we may lock it up eventually, but right now it's going to be free until further announced. It's going to be free for a while, though. We may lock it up, we may not. I don't know. But right now it's going to be free for a long time. Let's see. I started trading Pokemon cards. Hey, shout out to Moon Boot Boy. Hey, that's I don't care what you trade, as long as you're trading. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Our next altcoin is going to be ADA, or as some people have been calling it lately, Tiata. That was a bad joke. Anyway, let's continue on here. Taking a look at the daily. I'm going to remove all of our TA here and take a look here, right? So, money flow on the daily. Like, the money flow on the dailies got me a little bit concerned, guys. I'm not going to lie. For the altcoins, right? Bitcoin, let's check it on Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin's kind of a similar situation, right? VWAP and money flow coming out. So not the best look, honestly, right? This has kind of got me a little bit worried. But remember, all we need is a little bullish ETF news, and everything's going to go ballistic again. So there you go. Yeah, let's, got here late. What's the Frankie indicator called? It's called Frankie Candles Essentials. Let's see. Yeah, it was, but at least you didn't say Tia again. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But let's continue on, right? Money flow coming out has me a little bit concerned. 16-hour money flow just freshly crossing over into the red. We've also lost our range here, right? We've also lost our range. Let's pull it really quickly. Bada boom. And yeah, this is... Yeah, we've lost the range, right? We're not putting in any significant big bullish divergences on the higher time frames. We did put some bull divs down here on the 6-hour. 4-hour did not get the divs. Not the best look, in my opinion. I'll be honest with you. No strong divergences on the 4-hour. 45-minute got no divergences. This honestly, I mean, look what happened here. We got the move up. You came back up, tested the 786. Did you break this high? No, you put in a lower high, rejected the value area high, lost the range. This is somewhat bearish, in my opinion. I'm not going to lie, right? You had this little gap here that you filled, right? You see the gap, bounced off this shelf of volume right here. Next key level I'd be looking at, guys, is going to be right here. If we continue down, key level right here. That's that next key level of support, in my opinion, right? High volume node, a little bit of consolidation here. You have some kind of an untapped value area there, likely. Just pull this range. Yeah, I would be looking at this this blue box as the next level of support, right? And kind of a, you know, look how quick that move happened. Identifiable by looking at the volume gaps, right? Price sticks to the high volume nodes. Once you lose the range and you lose that high volume area and you have a gap like this, that is typically where you see quick moves to the downside, which is almost exactly what we saw right here. So if we continue down, okay, battery, I think my battery's going on my mouse here. But remember when my mouse used to die like every 35 seconds? That was brutal. But yeah, that is basically what I'd be looking at. I mean, volume gap, next key level sitting right here. If you lose that level, the next significant area to look at would be right here, in my opinion. Right? Where you have the next highest volume, high volume node. And I mean, yeah, this is high volume node, not too much in between, right? Now, you do have some levels in here, but for the most part, pretty big fall off in volume. And remember, we talk about that lost kid in the mall. If the high volume node is your mom, I won't even use that. I won't even use that anymore. It's a crazy analogy. But these are magnets, right? The high volume nodes act as magnets. Price sticks to the high volume nodes, and then when you come into the low volume areas, price likes to seek out the next highest volume node. So if we don't get sucked back up to this high volume node, chances are we could potentially start gravitating towards this spike in volume, eventually winding up at our next main high volume node, sitting down here closer to 37 cents. So with that being said, that's kind of what I'd be looking at on ADA. Could see some continued downside. Next level of support, definitely here between 45 and 40, almost 46 and 44 cents. And then, yeah, you lose that level, simply looking to come back down here and reapproach this previous value area. So there you go. Other than that, red dot printing on the confirmed on the 6-hour, 8-hour, green dot printing. Locally, money flow is coming up, right? So we may be able to continue up just a little bit in the short term, but it's really the higher time frames that look a little bit worrisome, right? Fresh 12-hour money flow crossover into the red, 16-hour, same thing. Daily coming out as well. Weekly red dot is confirmed, but your money flow is coming up. This is kind of hard. So locally, you know, what I would expect here is potential short-term push back in to the range before a bigger correction to the downside, potentially. Kind of hard to read ADA at the moment to be completely honest with you guys. But in the long term, weekly money flow crossover into the green, guys. Like last weekly money flow crossover into the green happened here right before the March 2020 dump and then off into the next bull run. Could be a very strong macro signal happening on a lot of the altcoins. Almost all the altcoins are getting this weekly money flow crossover. Shout out to Big 12 Big. Shout out to you. Said I finally caved and set up the account. Appreciate all you do, Frankie. Every streamer's got their own sauce to teach. Can you peep ARB? Yes, we can. Shout out to you. Oh, and SEI. Yeah, we could try to take a look at both of those, bro. Not a problem. Let's see. GRT, ADA. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at Bonk, and then we'll end with those, and then we'll wrap things up here. So take a look at Bonk. I don't know why I clicked on the Coinbase chart. Let's take a look at the Bybit chart. Okay, so there we go. I don't even know where this level came from. I think it was a Fibonacci extension. But we did reject it, which is nice to see. But let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, I don't know, guys. This is kind of hard. Shout out to Bonk. That was part of the reason I was able to flip my Zeta Markets account so quickly had something to do with Bonk. Let me see if I can pull that up. As you guys know, I am doing a small account flipping challenge. And we are currently up, I believe, I've 2x the account, maybe a little bit more. But some of those trades were on Bonk. But anyway, money flow coming out here, guys. This is the one thing that's got me a little worried in the medium term is the money flow on the daily coming out. 8 hour looking to come down a little bit. 4 hour money flow coming up. This actually looked kind of saucy. Yeah, 2 hour money flow crossing over into the green. Let's see. Interesting. Okay. Let's see here. Boom. All right. I mean, yeah, I'm going to mark this out. This local profile here, I'll just give you the key levels here on Bonk. Value area low. POC, sitting right here of this local area of consolidation. And you have your value area high sitting right about here. Boom. Right, so and I'll actually highlight this with a white box just to make it easier to see. There we go, right? So we've been accepted back into this range. Your next level of resistance is sitting right here at the POC. You could screenshot these numbers. 148881 is your POC. Flip that level. You could make your way up to the value area high sitting at 158616, right? So these are definitely the key levels of resistance that I'd be looking at. And then I would be careful once you get up to that value area high for a potential retracement or a correction back down to the low of the range, or maybe even a potential breakout to the next area of consolidation or kind of next level of resistance, which I'm just going to eyeball here horizontally. Sits right here at about 178843, 178843. Now, pull up that VPVR real quick. Look at the gap, right? So maybe we could flip that POC, attack the value area high. Once you break that value area high decisively, you could see a quick move, just like you saw the quick move down. You could see a quick move up to that next key level, sitting at 178843, 178843. I don't know why I keep saying 17. But let's see. Okay. Someone said, can we see the 5 minute on Bitcoin? Sure can. There you go. It's the 5 minute on Bitcoin. I don't know exactly what you want to see, but there you go. Maybe you want to see market cipher. But yeah, that is that's the 5 minute on Bitcoin. Get a little push up. But anyway, BTC 5 minute candle. There you go. Yeah, shout out to Sid Hard. I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but if you elaborate, maybe I could take a look at it. Let's see. Can we get a bing bong for the kids? Bing bong. That's for TRD Farmers Kids. Let's go. Shout out to you guys. I don't know if he actually has kids or check TIA for us, please. Shout out to Alexander. We did look at Celestia already. If you scrub back just a little bit, you will see it. And we even called Solana Celestia. So technically, we looked at it twice. But there you go. Yeah, if you guys just scrub back a little bit, you will see Celestia. Yo, Moon Boot Boy going wild here. But let's continue on here and take a look at Bonk. Took a look at ADA. Took a look at so on Bonk, that's what I would look for, right? And then once you break above this level, that's going to kind of be your once you get above that level, I would be looking potentially for your golden pocket retracement. Right now, obviously, you're going to have some local resistance in there as well, but for the most part, that next key level will be the golden pocket. I'm not saying we're going there, but you got to break out of these levels first. But next local levels are right here within this volume profile. So there you go. So let's see. So let's check Arbitrum really quickly. Bada boom. We'll check the. Yeah, there we go. All right. Take a look at the daily. Yeah, I mean, same kind of deal here, right? Same kind of deal. Money flow coming out. Green dot printing. Not the. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so golden pocket, 786 retest. That daily, I don't know. That daily could be setting up for a nice bear div, to be honest. Same thing with the 12-hour, right? So I would actually look at these very specific levels, right? So I'll show you exactly. I would look for a potential break of the highs, right? Now, clearly, you have resistance here, right? So not impossible to reject the golden pocket 786. Keep that in mind, right? But if we go ahead and pull, so 2 areas I'd be looking for a short on ARB. Simply put, if we get a move into the golden pocket value area high or 786, which would be a deviation from the high, this would be the first area I would be interested in taking a scalp short position. If it plays out, we would expect it to come down to the POC and the value area low, taking profit at the POC, right? And then taking your second TP at the value area low, and then potentially holding a moon bag for a potential bigger breakdown, right? Because remember, a lot of these alts, money flow's coming out on the daily. But with the green dot on the daily, we could expect another ebb or flow to the upside, which could bring you to the 786 or even take this high. If you take that high, guys, if you come up, let's say, let's go to the 12-hour, right? Let's say we pump up, right? Maybe you get a little correction, right? I'll actually mark out exactly what I'd be looking for. So let's say you get a move to the 786, right? Let's say you get a move to the 786. Then what I would look for, if you got a rejection from the 786, is a potential bounce off the golden pocket to take the high, put in macro bearish divergences on something like the 12-hour, right? Oh, this is the 4-hour, but let's go to the 12-hour. Could be setting up for a nice bear div, right? So price comes up, boom, takes the high. Maybe you could look for an SFP there, but really what I'd look for is a break of the high, higher high on your price action, right? And then, who knows what your momentum waves are doing, but get that lower high on your momentum wave, right? Get that macro bearish divergence on the higher time frames like the 12 and the 16-hour. That could be a signal to get a bigger short in, right? So that's kind of what I'd be looking at on, I almost said Celestia. I don't know why I can't get Celestia out of my head, guys. But that's what I'd be looking at on Arbitrum, right? First short zone, and then the second area I'd be looking at is cracking the high, right? So I'd be looking for a potential SFP or a break of the high for a divergence on a higher time frame to then look for a short entry back down into the range. So that is what we're looking at on Arbitrum. And let's take one last look at SEI on Binance. Sitting in a nice little range here. Can't hate that. Sitting right at your value area low. Let's zoom out just a bit. We have some macro levels here. SEI playing around with the 1618 at 71 cents. So at this point, I'd be zooming in to the local price action. So we got a deviation. Let's come to the 4-hour real quick. Yeah, money flow not looking great on the 4-hour. So with the money flow coming out on the 4-hour like this, crossing over into the red, this gives me a little bit of a bearish sentiment on the 4-hour within context of the 4-hour, right? So this would make us anticipate a trend to continue to the downside, right? Like, again, looking at the the money flow. Money flow crosses over into the red, trend continues down, right? Money flow crosses over into the green, trend begins to the upside. Money flow crosses into the red. Well, it's kind of a bad example over there because it's not a lot of price action, but money flow crosses into the green, trend is likely to continue to the upside. But you can see here, guys, what happened? Money flow crossed into the green, you got to move up and then a dump. But what this does for me is if I were looking at this live price action, right? I'm seeing money flow coming up, right? I'm seeing that we put a bullish divergence in at the value area low, right? Higher highs on the momentum waves, lower lows on your price action into a key level of support. This is the first sign that a bottom may have been put in. And then as price action develops, you see your money flow starting to continue to the upside, letting you know that, hey, your uptrend may begin and you get a big pump out of the range. Money flow crosses over into the green right here, but it's not instant up, right? Because the money flow doesn't indicate that you're about to get a big move up. What it indicates is that the trend will continue up, right? So why would I have not longed here? Well, number one, you're hitting key level of resistance right here. You're hitting the 786 with lower highs on your momentum waves, giving you a bearish divergence and a likely correction. But with the money flow freshly crossing into the green, you might be thinking to yourself, you got a 4-hour bear div, and you have the money flow crossing over into the green. That's bearish and bullish. But I stick to the bullish sentiment because the money flow indicates the longer term trend. So locally, the red dot would call for a correction down to lower prices, but we know we may be safer to look to long the dip because money flow has come up and crossed into the green. Use the money flow as a filter into what kind of trades you should be looking at, right? So there you go. And then obviously, I mean, we know what happened, right? You got to pop up, move back down to the golden pocket. But this is where you can start looking for longs, right? So you would find your likely lows that you would like to get a long in at. And with the money flow coming up, you have your value area low right here. You go down to a lower time frame, find some entry signals. You can see here we did put some bullish divergences in. Not the strongest, to be honest. Not the strongest. But yeah, you got snake eyes, triple snake eyes here. Little bit of a bull div. Money flow comes back up. And then you're looking to the top of your value area for a potential move back up. That could be a TP. I'm not going to go through all the price action. We'll go to a higher time frame so it goes a little quicker. But then obviously, right, like I don't want anyone getting confused, right? Like, because you might have looked at this and been like, hey, that's a bear div. Why are you bullish? It's because of the money flow. So the bear div would expect the pullback, but on the pullback, you'd be looking for a long because of the money flow. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. But continuing on to our current price action, I'm going to just let this play out for now. But the current price action right here within our range, there we go. Could potentially, I mean, I'd be careful, right? So what would I be looking at? The reason I brought that example up is because we're in the opposite scenario right here, right? We had a bull div. We got to push to the upside, but look at money flow. Money flow was coming out. So you could have been looking for a short here. And if you entered a short here, front ran that golden pocket a little bit. I don't love that. So this next 4-hour green dot, if you are lucky enough to push into that golden pocket value area high confluence right here, could be a place to look for a short. Same thing with the 786. Could be a place to start looking for a short right there. So, and again, based off money flow, right? So you had the bull div here as you deviate from the volume profile, right? So that's a long opportunity, a scalp long opportunity though, because your money flow is coming out. So the real trade, in my opinion, would be a short here, right? Because the money flow is agreeing with shorts. But the bull div in the short term was saying you could scalp that long, but once you get up here, be careful and potentially look for a short because that money flow comes into the red. The trend is likely to continue down, right? So you can make that scalp move up as long as you're aware that your money flow is coming out and you know what that means. So then you know, hey, starting to come up to some resistance. Maybe I'm going to take profit and start looking for a short. And then that short, based off probabilities, would be more likely to hit big because of the money flow crossing into the red. Now, obviously, you can get faked out, come back into the green. Nothing's 100%, but statistically, more often than not, if you're using that, you will come out on top. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on SEI. And with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for today's live stream. Let's go ahead and pull up that wheel of pain and pleasure. How many likes did we get? I see a 5 there. Is it a 550? It's 512. Let's run it up to 550 likes, guys. If we get 550 likes on today's stream, we will spin that wheel 15 times. Let's get it. Let's pull up that wheel. Bada boom. There we go. Let's go ahead and pull back up chat. Bada boom. Smash that like button. 550 is the goal. Let's see if we can get there by the time we're done spinning the dang wheel. Let's see. Oh, shout out to Joey Palmer says, I'm new and I just got in a few minutes ago. What's going on, Joey? Welcome in, bro. He says, I got in here a few minutes ago. What is the Lux I see people talking about that's free? Shout out to you, bro. Stick around for the Frankie fake out. And if you don't know what that is, Mafia, fill them in. Stick around for the Frankie fake out, and I will go over that a little bit with you guys. But let's continue on. There we go. Bing bong. Give him a giveaway. Dev says, thank you for all you do, Frankie C. Shout out to Dev. I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in and smashing that like button. The freest and easiest way to support us here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. I don't know why I couldn't talk about that. My brain is on 1% now. All right, let's see. All-Star Auto Group, thank you for that super chat, bro. Thank you for the $10 super chat. You didn't have to do that. He says, hi, Frankie. You mentioned me yesterday about the post in Discord with Market Cipher. Thanks for the reassurance. It helped me. Do we have time to look at Doge tonight? Hey, thank you for all you do. Shout out to All-Star Auto Group. I appreciate you for being here, bro. If you guys are looking for any kind of car repairs or body work or even looking to buy a new car, check out All-Star Auto Group. I'm kidding. I don't even know exactly what their business does. But shout out to you, bro. But yeah, no problem, bro. I am here to help, right? I'm here to help. And obviously, you got to make these decisions on your own. But anytime I can help you guys out by reassuring you that what you're looking at is at least being looked at correctly, right? I can't tell you, if you say, should I short here, should I long here? I can't tell you yes or no. But if you ask me, hey, is this a bearish divergence? Hey, is this absorption? Hey, is this a CVD divergence? I can actually tell you if that is factually correct or incorrect. And anytime I can do that, I love helping you guys out. So shout out to All-Star. Never hesitate to reach out and ask, bro. I appreciate you for being here. Shout out to Pokemon Jack said, how do we enter the giveaway? Shout out to Pokemon Jack. I hope you're doing better, bro. And he, yeah. The giveaway video is probably going to be the video that we upload either tonight or tomorrow. So entry to the video or entry into the giveaway is not active just yet, but we will announce it when it is. It'll probably be the video I either upload tonight or tomorrow, which will be a deep dive on Bitcoin, anticipating what will likely happen if the ETF is approved. So keep a lookout for that. And let's see. Pokemon Jack said, yeah, I wrecked my car yesterday. Remember? Yeah, shout out to Pokemon Jack. I hope you're doing better, bro. And hopefully that is the darkest or the worst point of your 2024, and it is up and to the right from here. But let's continue on here. We got we got 550 likes. Bing bong. Let's get it. We're spinning this thing 15 times. We're gonna have to go pretty quickly here. Come on. Give him a giveaway. Okay, boom. Okay. Give him a giveaway. We're going to have to spin this thing. I guess we could do a Q&A while we are spinning this thing if you guys have any questions. Let's see. Bada boom. Rigged. It's rigged, baby. Today's episode brought to you by this random Aztecian cactus coffee water. There we go. Let's see. Shout out to Adil, says, one quick question before you go, please. He says, shout out to Adil. He says, have you tried looking at 4Fly's moving average EXP ribbon? Oh, I guess moving average expansion ribbon by Fruit Fujar. I can't, it's really small text. I can't see it fully. On TradingView. If not, could you just for 5 minutes? Shout out to Adil. I will try to take a look at that, and maybe we could go over it on tomorrow's live stream. I'm actually going to take a picture of that because I'm interested in what that is, and I do need to actually be able to know the name. Shout out to Adil. I will definitely check that out and let you guys know what I think. If you bring it up in chat tomorrow, I will let you know what I think about it. But we are probably not going to have time tonight. Oh, God, the questions came in heavy. I got to keep the wheel spinning. Wheel is manipulated. Hashtag Gensler wheel. Let's go. Shout out to Moonboy. Let's see. Awesome, thanks. And yeah, it's going better. I'm in a truck now while it's getting fixed. Hey, shout out to Pokemon Jack. That is the one thing about getting your car fixed is sometimes they put you in a pretty cool car, for like a temporary. Let's see. Okay, yeah, shout out to Adil. Yeah, for sure. I'll take a look at that. I will take a look at that. Give him a giveaway, baby. Give him a giveaway. BTC top this year or 2025, your opinions. Shout out to Malik. Hey, we take a look in the video that we're, again, either going to upload tonight or tomorrow, depending on how fast we can get the video done. In that video, the next pre-record we upload, we are looking at the bullish predictions of some big banks looking for $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2024 and a $200,000 Bitcoin by the end of the next bull run of 2025. In that video, I break down all these targets, and if not, they are possible, right? And if they are, what we should expect them to look like. So Malik, keep a lookout for that video. It's going to be a saucy one, and it may be going up tonight, depending on, again, how quickly we can get it done. Let's see. How can I win a premium Discord sub? Well, easiest way, smash the like button. If you smash the like button and we hit our like goals, oh my God, I spun it too many times. If we get, yeah, shout out to Warren, says BTC is crazy, man. Yeah, you're telling me. But yeah, where'd that go? Yeah, so if we hit certain like goals, sometimes we add a premium Discord membership to the giveaways. We haven't hit any of those like goals, I don't think, this week, but if we get enough likes on tomorrow's stream or the next stream, etc., we will add them in, and then you got to enter the giveaways, and you have a chance to win. But there you go. So here we go. We got 17 out of 15 spins. I should have done, I spun it too many times, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 giveaways. That's for the mods. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for tuning in and sticking around till the end. Crazy day for Bitcoin. Yeah, shout out to you, Malik. No problem, bro. But yeah, guys, crazy day for Bitcoin, and tomorrow is likely going to be crazy as well if we start seeing some more of this ETF stuff come out. So with all that being said, guys, I'll keep you updated. Again, keep an eye out for tonight and tomorrow if we upload that video where we'll be breaking down what we think will happen if the ETF gets approved. And we'll also look at the bearish case as well. So the Mafia is prepared to make money, whether the price is going up or down. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve. Shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no given. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. Down, wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem, man. Perfect, let them watch me elevating. Got them nauseous, cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house and whoo. Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead. Woo. Watch out, set it up. Bet you I shut it down. Watch out, get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner. Got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins. Yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits. Yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out.
Well, all right, guys. Well, somebody asked for Dogecoin. Now, I'm not going to just go over Doge fully here, but I am going to tease the indicator just a little bit And I'm just going to tease it on Dogecoin. So let's jump into it real quick, guys. My mouse actually did wind up dying, so we'll just ditch that. May or may not just broken a hole in the wall. But here we go. We got a backup mouse here, guys. But anyway, here we are taking a look at our indicator on Dogecoin. So like I said, guys, this indicator, and I'm not going to break it down fully, but I just kind of want to show you guys some of the features. Obviously, basically what this is, it's called Frankie Candles Essentials in collaboration with Lux Algo, and it essentially breaks down my volume profile theory into one easy-to-use indicator so you don't actually have to pull everything all manually. You can actually just pull your volume profile and all of your stuff will populate. So right here, we're looking on the Dogecoin 15-minute chart. This is a live chart. This is not bar replay mode. This is live. But you can see we pulled this little volume profile. We have the value area high sitting right up here at about 8 cents. And then the value area low sitting down here at about 7 cents. And you can see, right, it pulls this golden pocket automatically, right? And now you could turn all this, you could change all these in the settings. You could turn it off, change the fib levels, etc. You could also do a lot of really cool stuff. You can look at a long-term fib levels, short-term, medium-term. You can extend them as far out as you want. So if you want to extend them to the right just a little bit, you can. And then they extend a little bit further. And then you can also change the time frame of the actual golden pocket you want to see. It's all going to be dependent on, it's going to be dependent on what you look at. And I'm not going to look through all. There's a lot of really cool features here, guys, but I'm not going to go through them all. But basically, you could pull the volume profile. You get the auto-populating fib, which is going to pull from the low to the high, depending on how you have it set. Because as you guys know, typically what I look for longs in this scenario would be a deviation from the value area low. And then oftentimes, if we have confluence with a golden pocket or 786 either below or even right at that value area low, that adds a little bit of confluence, right? So in this scenario, let me go ahead and draw a box here really, really quickly. And this is going to be really good. This is really for beginners, right? People who are just starting out. Wait, hang on a second. Did I miss a super chat? Hang on. Shout out to Crypto Billy. I knew it. I knew I missed it. Shout out. I'm glad I just randomly remembered this. I will shout that out, Billy, in just a second. I'm sorry I missed that. But as you guys look at this, right, that's our value area in the white box. And then once you deviate from that value area low, even in this case back here, you get the deviation, and this indicator will analyze the sauce cans essentially print based off of where the value area is. So we deviate from the value area. You can see this is marking out a divergence. And then you get the sauce can letting you know that certain parameters are filled to potentially look for a long and expect a revisit into the range and then potentially a move up to the value area high or POC. You can see here we front ran the POC slightly. So obviously it's not, nothing's 100%, like any value area is not 100%, but then right here you can see we deviated once again. It pulls the auto fib. We had a golden pocket 786 sitting right down here. We deviated from the range, pushed right into the golden pocket 786, got the divergences and the sauce can, and then boom, we get a rip right back into the range, up to the POC, up to the value area high, and then we came back down, where we wound up just printing another sauce can and then pushing back into the range, and now we're trying to get back up in there. So again, like, not really, it's honestly, this isn't the cleanest range. I didn't want to spend too much time finding like the perfect range because the song was ending and I had to come back on for the fake out. But this is just kind of a few things that the indicator does, and we will be talking to a Lux Algo dev at some point very, very soon where he will break down everything for you guys and kind of explain how the indicator works. So get excited for that, guys. And like I said, it's going to be good for beginners who may not, who may not are just trying to get used to kind of how we do the TA. It just puts it all in it. It puts it in an all-encompassing tool here that's really, really easy to manage. So there you go. Get excited for that. It's going to be really, really, really useful for a lot of people. And real quick, before we sign out, shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. You're the best. And you guys know it's Tuesday. Well, I'll just read the super chat. Crypto Billy said, "It's Tuesday, Frankie. Billy Goat Tails reminder." Shout out to Crypto Billy. Hashtag Givers Gain. Hashtag FCU. Hashtag FYP. Go ahead. And I can't pin this. I can't pin the super chat, unfortunately. But Billy, feel free to spam that link. Guys, go check out Billy Goat Tails on X tonight. 9:30. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Billy. 9:30. Is the time on there? Time is not on there. But yeah, shout out to Crypto Billy, guys. Go check that out. Blow it up. And we'll see you out there. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor.